Yeah, be good.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of BYOB with Briggett. Today is Thursday, November the 6th, and we have another great guest waiting for you. But first, sip, I am drinking on a hot cup of tea because this girl is continuing to talk, and my throat is still scratchy. Almost a week now, but hey, it's gonna be okay because I'm drinking on this hot tea and it's great. Tonight, our guest is going to be talking about books and bards. She is a great author. She is the author of High Notes of Poetry, and I am so happy to have her on the show tonight. We have Miss Ellen Brown Harrison, and Ellen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you for having me. I am glad to be here. And I'm sipping on some hot tea as well. Join my M&M red mug. So I'm red tonight. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. And here, cheers to you on your hot drink as well. If it's your red mug. So, Ellen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I'm, of course, Ellen Brown Harrison from Allendale, South Carolina. I live here in Aiken, married with my daughter Kayla, and I'm the author of High Notes of Poetry, Finding Your Courage. And it's been a top seller. It's doing well in the market. And I've been nominated for several awards, have won awards from it. So it's going great. It's going great.
Okay, because I was following your path and I see that you are doing some awesome things with the book and promoting your book and everything. And I see all the different, acknowledgments and everything. So it looks like you are doing just such a great job with promoting your book. And I have a copy of it as well. I have a signed copy from you. And the book is
Yes.
awesome. The book is awesome. So tell me this here. What was the spark that made you decide to write your very first book? And was it a specific moment or a person or idea that lit that fuse for you to start writing?
Yes. Great question. Um, we was at a teacher appreciation by the class of 1989. They was honoring our teachers in our community who paved the way for us. And so I was talking to Miss Rambotham, one of our favorite English teachers, and she was telling me, she said, you know what? I still have all of my students' written work that they did back in the day. She said, I have them in a vault and I just save them. And, I kind of treasure my work as a teacher and I treasure my students' work as well. So I have them saved. I said, Miss Rambotham, wow, you still have our poems? She said, yes. And I said, oh, wow. And I said, I would love to see mine. I would like to, see if you got mine. So she sent me some of my poems through email. So I was reading them and I got inspired by that. So I started communicating with her and I'm saying, Miss Rambotham, I think I want to, you know, go back to my love of writing again because I used to enjoy it in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing and start sharing moments with her. And then all of a sudden the poems started flowing again and that's how it came about.
So this
Yes.
was a passion of yours since high school in writing
Yes,
poetry.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Writing, period. Yes.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh, so that is one of your strong points in
That's
writing.
one of my strong points. I
Oh,
love to write.
okay. So do you write
Yes.
more than poetry? Do you write actual books, storytelling books, or are you just sticking with the poetry for now?
Oh no, there's some more books coming. It's not just gonna be poems
Oh,
book. It's gonna be some more books. I got some things in the vault that I'm gonna pull out and explore my other talents. So
oh,
yes.
absolutely. Oh, that is so great. Just running into a teacher from high school.
Right.
Just kind of
Right.
relit that fire
That's right.
and started you all over again. Wow, that's good. That's good because most people they'll say life journey or have a specific person that started it, but that inspired you to write more. But she just pretty much just like just restarted, just opened the book that you had already started in years ago.
That's right. That's right.
Decades ago. So hey, so walk us through the early days. How did you go from that initial idea to committing the words to the page? And what surprised you most about the process?
Wow. Now that's the part. The early phase of it was like a lot of getting up in the middle of the night. God got a sense of humor, and he seems to want to plant things in you when he's ready to plant things in you.
Right?
So in the middle of my sleep, an
Mm-hmm.
idea pop in my head, a poem title pop in my head. I said, "Oh, I got to get up. I got to write this down. I got to write it down. I got." And
You was
that's how
excited. You was excited
it was
about it.
excited.
Yeah.
Kept my phone by the bed, started recording myself. Um, it just was like I say, God has a sense of humor, and I just laughed at God, and I'm like, God, I got to go to work in the morning, but
Uh-huh.
here you go again, giving me giving me a title of a poem. I said, so you must be got some work for me to do with this book. So I know it was ordained by God. That's the way I see it. So,
And you know what? I believe truly in the power of God. And
right.
two things that he have a funny way of doing things too.
Yes.
Funny things. But what you didn't know was he had already had your path planned out when you were writing in high school. You just didn't know it.
Just didn't know it.
Just
Just
didn't know
didn't
it.
know it.
And
You're right.
you just
You're
had to
right.
wait till it come to fruition because it took you right back to high school. It took you right back to the beginning
Right back.
with the teacher that started you out. So you know what? It's in you. It's in you. So tell me, every author faces doubt. Every author faces doubt.
Right.
Will I be a bestseller? Will I be able to sell any books at all? Can you share a low point during the writing and publishing journey, and how did you push through it?
You know, fear can take over you. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. You have those doubts. You're like, man, nobody want to read. Who want to read poetry? Who cares about poetry? Nobody. You know, it's just a fad hobby. You just think, okay, nobody really cares about it, and then that puts fear in you, and that's doubt. And then I started thinking. I said, well, what if somebody do like to read poetry? There's poetry clubs. There's poetry nights. There's people who have poetic verses. All of that stuff goes on. So I'm like, I'm not going to let fear lead me to failure, because failure is a sign of fear. If you don't persevere through those fears, that leads to failure. You're failing yourself at life. So I said, I'm not a failure. I don't give up. I'm rather it sell one copy or it sells thousands of copies. I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to do it. So I did it. Pressed through my failed fears
Absolutely,
and went through.
absolutely, you did it. And like you said, whether it sold one copy or thousands of copies, you did it.
Right.
The biggest part was getting it finished and
That's right.
published. And the hard part, the hard part was getting it finished. So you walked the halls and you stayed up late at night and you jumped up and you recorded yourself on the phone. Those was the times that you was working. You was working to make it through.
Yes. Right. So who's gonna let all that hard work and sleepless night go to waste? So I'm like you
Exactly,
said,
exactly. That was the work right there.
exactly.
That's right. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I know you're so passionate about what you do.
Right.
You have
Right.
for something, there's nothing going to stop you. But you say something that, you say God has a way of doing things. And he do have a sense of humor sometimes. It'd be like, okay, I got it now. But there go that devil. He comes in and he put that fear in you.
Oh, yes.
So, you ain't gonna sell no book. You're not a poet. And he'll put that self doubt
Oh, yes.
in there. And then you start saying, oh, nobody don't like to read poetry, so I'm not gonna waste my time. And you see for yourself, after your book was published, you see people all over the place that want to read poetry.
Right.
Because I know
Right.
you had book signings and selling out. Because I was
Yes.
the book
Yes.
signing sold out.
Yes.
So
Amen.
you found your niche right there.
That's
That's
right.
right. So who is a poet, living or dead, that you wish was seated right next to you in this interview right now? It can be someone living, someone passed away. It could be someone from the 1800s that you got inspired by and love their work as well. And tell me that one person that you would like to be sitting next to you right now and doing this interview, and tell me one question that you would ask them.
That's a deep question. Deep.
That's a deep question.
But yes, but I would have to say Dr. Maya Angelou.
Okay.
Yes, because I would love to ask her about being a woman today. Can we still be phenomenal when the world tries to dim our light and make us see ourselves as less valued? That would be the question I would love to ask her. Can we
Okay.
still be that phenomenal woman today? And I think she would say yes. Continue to rise, continue to walk in grace, continue to not let the world eyes place you in a place that you don't want to be. You continue to not let the world see you as they want to see you, but to see you in your own truth. And you walk in your own truth and walk in that truth with grace and confidence and continue to rise as she rises. So,
So you said she would be the author that you choose to sit next to you on the show, and she would be the one that you would ask that question to.
right.
Is is she your favorite
Yes, she
author?
is. Yes, she
Favorite?
is.
Okay.
Favorite? Yes,
Oh,
she is.
okay. So do you think that some of her poetry inspired you in doing what you're doing? Like
Yes, ma'am.
writing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me, if you could slip one of your poems into the pocket of a stranger tomorrow, which poem will it be? And what do you hope they would do with it? What do you hope they would get from it?
I would give my poem to the young teenage girls today.
Mhm.
And I would encourage them to walk in confidence
Mhm.
and be bold and go after their dreams and not let anyone stand in their way. I would encourage the young youth, teenage girls of today. And I would love to give them one of my poems and hope that poem will bless their lives and help them become the women they are meant to be.
Oh,
That
that's
is that God has in plan and what in stores for them to be. That's what I would do.
so. Lastly, Ellen, do you have a favorite poem which you have written?
Yes,
All
I
of
do.
them are your favorite.
Well, yes, all of my favorites. It's because Yes, every last one of them. But as we standing in this moment of empowerment and being women of courage and women of grace,
Mm-hmm.
my poem, A Confident Woman, is the one that kind of resonates with me because that's the way I'm walking now. Um, just standing bold and going after what I want, being fulfilled in my life, just being fulfilled in everything that I'm going after. So being a confident woman is my favorite point. That is my
Okay.
favorite point.
Okay, and so being a confident woman is your favorite point, and you said now you are that confident woman,
That's right.
see, especially after you have seen your book published. So tell me how it felt when you actually opened that sealed envelope, a box that it came in, and you opened your first experience. I know you was very excited about that, and you actually opened it up and you held that book in your hand and you looked at it. Tell me what was your first thought?
I thought about my dad,
Okay.
and because my book is dedicated to him, and I thought about him. I said he would be so proud of his. He always called me Brown. He would be so proud of his brown girl.
Uh-huh.
And it was a moment that just stood in, I mean, just stand in my spirit. And his spirit just came over me. And I just felt his presence. And I'm like, Dad, I did it. You
Uh-huh.
always told us to go after what we want and told us to go after our dreams. And I did it. And I cannot think about how much you've given to us and how much you've poured into us. And to let this moment come to reality, it was magical. That's all I can say.
Okay.
It
Okay.
overwhelming and priceless. That's basically it.
And
Yes.
I know that your father is very proud of you and the things that you have done and just your success altogether because hey, high notes of poetry is a success. So, you already done shattered some glass with that for
Yes.
other young ladies. And I know that your book is your poems are dedicated for a lot of girls, for them to be confident and for them to go after their dreams as well. So just by that, every little chisel on that glass shield helps one girl, one lady, every little chisel help someone to pursue their dreams. So thank you so much for just sharing all of that with BYOB with Briggett. But you know what? I'm gonna put you on the spot tonight.
All right.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Uh, I
What
would
you
like
got?
you to recite one of your favorite poems.
Okay, Miss Bridget. BYOB.
Right, that's BYOB with Briggett. And Briggett gonna put you on the spot. So I want you to recite one of your favorite poems. And
Well, you always got to come ready, so I'm ready.
you ready? All
I'm
right.
ready.
That's right. You gotta come ready. You
Got
gotta
to
come
come
ready
ready.
on the BYOB with Briggett show because she will put you on the spot. That's right.
All right, Miss.
So let us know when you turn the page and got to that favorite poem of yours that you love.
Okay, let's go.
We want to hear Ellen Brown Harrison from High Notes of Poetry. Finding your courage. Tell us what you can do.
Yes. Well, my favorite poem is A Confident Woman, and this was inspired by Dr. Maya Angelou poem, Phenomenal Woman. This poem goes like this. Intrigued by her entrance, all eyes in the room are captivated by her presence. She exudes confidence, resiliency. She has the aura that pulls people in, the energy that wins. It's her depth, self efficacy. She has no limits and watches her steps. But you best believe there are no missteps. She knows her weaknesses and owns her strength. There's no limits to her length. She is her own light, influential, intellectual, a woman that shines so bright. She owns her physique. They wonder why she's so unique. She's a mystery. She's that puzzle to figure out piece by piece. She's like the queen of the chessboard, the most powerful one, the one that scores. Her moves can't be limited. The game will diminish. Through her, it's the only way to finish. It's her resilience. She's brilliant. She will figure out how to overcome any difficulties. She's courageous in her values, empowered by her own beliefs and values. She won't be minimized in order for you to be magnetized. She believes we all can achieve in our lives. Hey, she's the person that can birth life. Labels and logos she can wear, but they don't matter. She brings her own style and flair. Her charm and grace enlightens any face with the warm, sympathetic embrace because she fascinates with her glow. She's unshakable with her flow because she's a confident woman, don't you know? She's a confident woman that's her, a confident woman that's you, a confident woman that's she, and definitely a confident woman that's me. That's Ellen
Wow,
Houston.
that is powerful.
Powerful.
I love it. I love it. I love it because I'm a confident woman. I'm a
Yes,
confident.
that's
I'm,
yes,
I'm,
ma'am.
I'm a confident woman. So when you were reading that, I was like, she wrote that for me. Thank you. Thank you for writing it for me. And at the end, what does it say? That's me.
That's right.
That's
That's
me.
right.
That's right. That's right. And can't you imagine all the girls and the ladies and the women reading that, and at the end, they can say that's me.
That's me.
Because living in this world today, it's hard to be a confident woman.
That's right.
A lot of the struggles that's going on, relationship wise, health wise, financial wise, women just being trailblazers ahead of their households without any help, so it's easy. It would seem like today in time, it's easier not to be a confident woman.
Right.
It's everything that surrounds them. But every lady should read that poem and know their worth and their value. And they are a confident woman because only confident women can succeed and do the things that they do.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
thank you for reading that poem. And I just feel like that I just blew up a little bit more by you reading that poem and just telling your story because you stepped out on faith, honey. And when you stepped out on faith, God just carried you on through.
That's right.
There you
We
go.
can't do anything without him.
That's
He's
right.
he's our empowerment. He's our power.
And you know what? You know what? And we better stop and continue with the show because we'll start having church up in here because we know. We know what we know what we know.
That's right.
But that's what it is, and that's the blessing of everything that we know. So thank you so much, Mrs. Harrison, for being on our show tonight. God blessings to you. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait to get that next book. And I can't wait to not only get that next book, I can't wait to see all the other things that you're planning on doing in the future. Because I know it's in there. I know it's in there, and I know you
Thank you.
because you already put one foot on that stepping ladder and you are climbing up. and it's up from here. So hey, you have
Thank
no
you.
other choice but to do it.
That's right. Thank
But
you. And the same to you, BYOB.
that's right.
Climb, climb that ladder, break
Climb
down
that.
barriers, open the doors, step in and walk in with grace and faith.
And
And
then you walk in with grace and faith, and this is to all the viewers that's looking at the show right now. When you walk into something, first you pray about it, and second,
amen.
when you walk through that door, don't look back. I mean, you just keep walking, keep praying, and do not let fear overpower your faith. Because as long as you have fear, that's when failure will come in. But when you have faith, you will succeed at anything you do. Have that confidence. Have that confidence. So, Ms. Harrison, thank you once again for being part of the BYOB with Briggett show. I love you to death. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing all the wonderful things that you're going to do. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in tonight for another great show with BYOB with Briggett. Remember, as always, love yourself in spite of your flaws. Good night, ladies and gents, and I look
Good
forward
night.
to seeing you all next week as well. Good night.